Continuing from the previous episode 2565. Boom! The strange magic sound that trembles the soul keeps rolling out of the sea of magic. Today's Demon Sea has already completely evolved into a stepping stone for the mouth of Mingyuan. The evil army brought by the seven-eyed heretic god, as well as the countless powerhouses in the center of the ghost world, have all been ruthlessly swallowed by the mouth of Mingyuan. The whistling sound continued to grow, slowly swallowing the last hope in the hearts of everyone. Domain owner, mother, countless powerhouses in Li Soul Realm, and countless powerhouses belonging to Endless Fire Realm, looked at the formation that was faintly becoming fragmented, and the mouth of the abyss that grew bigger and bigger in the distance. The corners of their eyes could not help but become moist. There's still a quarter of an hour. Yuan Yan, who had been in charge of maintaining the shelter formation on the altar in the distance, had an unusually dignified face. Obviously, at this time, she was approaching her limit. Enough. Open the formation. Duo Qifei, Mu Yingying, and Yun Yun looked at each other, and the three seemed to have the same idea. Once the formation is opened, the headquarters of Li Hunyu will instantly face the erosion of the abyss. The suction force of the mouth of Mingyuan is extremely strange, and the triple reincarnation level powerhouse has already been involved in it, and the body and spirit are destroyed. Once such a large army is exposed to the mouth of Mingyuan, I am afraid that it will be completely destroyed within 10 minutes. The cold-blooded general took a step forward, and his armor was covered with countless bloodshots. Perhaps there is one last way. At this time, the flower elf on Yun Yun's shoulders, but her petite body slowly stared at the giant mouth of the abyss. With the power of an evil weapon, you can gather the power of ghosts and gods. The power of ghosts and gods is mysterious and unpredictable, and it should be able to compete. The flower elf also guessed unpredictably. This method, is it really possible? Hearing this, all the senior executives also exclaimed in unison. It stands to reason. It should be possible. The flower elf didn't want to destroy this last hope. Let's do it. As long as there is a glimmer of hope, it is worth a try. Right. We would rather fall into the battlefield than be swallowed by the mouth of the abyss. One after another, impassioned voices continued to resound from the Dark Army. Even if it's all in vain, we're happy to give our lives for our homeland. Count me in. And I. Just when the high level above the altar was so serious, several powerful breaths slowly woke up. Are you awake? Yun Yun looked at Mu Feng and the others beside her in surprise. Come on, that guy Xiao Yan has worked so hard, we definitely can't lose to him. Hey, joining hands, and finally fighting happily once. Mu Feng, Yun Qi and the others laughed together. The three armies are on standby. Du Qifei was the first to issue orders, and now he can only try this last resort. The number one evil weapon in the ghost world, the umbrella of thousands of ghosts and gods. Du Qifei first stepped onto the altar, took out the evil weapon in his hand, and quietly floated in the air in some strange arrangement. The fourth evil weapon in the ghost world, the Tianxia Yang Stone. A thin-faced man slowly moved forward and took out the evil weapon in his hand. There was no trace of a ghost. The fifth evil weapon, refining the evil spirit control rod. The Lord of Not Returning to the Furnace is the same as the Lord of Soul refining Yin. The sixth evil weapon, the Yin and Yang decree. Mu Feng walked out, his expression full of joy and fearlessness. The eighth evil weapon, the Yin and Yang scroll of ghosts and gods. Mu Yingying stood tall and slim, and the evil weapon on her palm actually softened under her ethereal aura. The ninth evil weapon, the Blood River Bell. Earth 11 evil weapons, Soul Eater Talisman. Yun Yun walked out quietly and took out the two evil weapons that Xiao Yan secretly gave her. The 10th evil weapon, the Blood Seal of the Soul. Ghost Pupil took a step forward and smiled lightly. The 12th evil weapon, the Earth Evil Fox. Controlled by the disciples of the Lord of the Ghost Abyss. The 10 evil weapons drifted slowly at this time, vaguely constructing some ancient mysterious power, forming a gloomy black shadow that shook the past and the present. The power of ghosts. Go! Everyone roared in unison, and the huge ghosts and gods phantoms crossed the shackles of the layers of time and space, and blasted away at the mouth of the abyss like a meteorite. Bang! The earth-shattering huge sound resounded through the heavens and the earth. The space of the formation was instantly shattered, and the entire mouth of the abyss trembled violently at this moment. Everyone saw that the mouth of the abyss was slightly collapsed by the power of such a vast ghost and god, and there were huge cracks, as if the abyss generally spreads out. Success! The indescribable joy instantly swept the hearts of countless strong people. However, this ecstasy didn't last long. In the next instant, the countless cracks around the mouth of the deep abyss actually burst out with evil demonic energy, which instantly overlapped and healed. How come? At this moment, countless people stared at the mouth of the abyss with wide eyes, a look of disbelief, finally completely occupying their hearts. Defeated. This time, he really lost. The remaining powerhouses, with 10 supreme evil weapons combined with their own power of reincarnation, are actually so vulnerable? It did not cause any damage to the mouth of the abyss at all. Can this kind of magic abyss really not be destroyed? Oh! Until this moment, the flower elf sighed slightly, and hovered quietly in Yun Yun's heart, as if enjoying the last picture before the fall of life. Domain Lord. Mother. At this moment, countless strong men felt the cold and whistling wind of the demon abyss outside their bodies. Their eyes suddenly looked at the three leaders, and their words were full of choked voices. Everyone knows that the current situation is already a situation of 10 dead and no life, but they are still waiting for the final order of the leader. Is it war? Still. I know, this war, many people will die, but as the master of a domain, I don't want to watch everyone die one after another. Obviously, if I worked hard at the beginning, I could save everyone, obviously. At this moment, Duchi's eyes were scarlet, and the slightly crying sound of grief swept through and shocked everyone present. In the past, Du Qifei, in the eyes of countless powerhouses in Li Soul realm, was a supreme being, a goddess of coldness, but now this scene has completely impacted their hearts. I don't blame you for this. You can't bear it alone. At this moment, Yun Yun and Mu Yingying looked slightly calmer, and each stretched out a jade hand to comfort Du Qifei's delicate body. But under such extreme calm, it was filled with a ferocious meaning that the fish died and the net was broken. That guy is now dealing with the entire Mingyuan alone. I won't admit defeat. Yun Qi slightly stepped forward and patted Du Qifei's shoulder. The intent of killing now is getting stronger and stronger. I see. Isn't it still defeated? Even if you fight to the last moment, fight to the last soldier. That's the guy's usual style. A low voice roared from Mu Yingying and Yun Yun in unison. For a while, the entire Li Soul domain headquarters was silent. The hearts of countless strong men were faintly shocked, and after a while, there was a deep relieved laughter in their eyes, and even the blood in their bodies began to boil in a rare manner. Kill. Even if he is smashed to pieces, he absolutely cannot let that guy succeed. This is our home. Boom. Tens of thousands of energy halos, like the glow of fireflies, soared into the sky, rushing into the mouth of the abyss. Even in the cowardly power, at this moment, a powerful and brilliant power burst out. Although the countless attacks were annihilated at the mouth of the abyss like moths to a flame under such a swearing in righteousness, but the kind of shocking spirit that rivals the heaven and the earth seems to be unparalleled throughout the ages. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2566. The magic sea was upside down, and the huge magic sea area was in an uproar, and countless ghostly howls filled it, and the void suddenly collapsed, setting it off like a real evil doomsday furnace. After devouring the evil army and many powerhouses in the ghost world, the mouth of the deep abyss has transformed from a faint black vortex into a mouth of chaos that is thousands of meters in size. The formation that enveloped the headquarters of Li Soul domain was easily shattered, the eyes of countless powerhouses were scarlet, and a stream of monstrous auras blasted them away incessantly. Kill! The high-pitched angry voice just fell, and dozens of reincarnation powerhouses revolved the power of reincarnation within their bodies, and the dazzling brilliance fell into the mouth of the magic abyss like the sun. The dazzling brilliance is like a long river of energy, and countless violent and ferocious forces are flying, and the whole world is suddenly filled with a sense of awe. However, the attacks of so many powerhouses were annihilated in the mouth of the abyss like moths to flames. No matter how powerful the attacks of these powerhouses were, they couldn't shake the situation at all. But even if he knew that this was a useless move, he never gave up. The rage and hatred for this evil mouth never weakened. The mouth of chaos revolved violently, and the dark magic lines continued to hover on the edge, full of endless power. Some weak people were sucked by the mouth of chaos, and their bodies flew out uncontrollably in an instant, as if they had escaped from the ghost world in an instant. Void, absorbed by the mouth of chaos in a scene of *** furnace. No matter how ferocious they roar, they can't escape the pull of the evil giant. Several voices of pain, screams, and despair kept pouring out of the evil mouth, tormenting the heartstrings of countless people. The only hope in the hearts of countless strong people is being ruthlessly crushed and swallowed at this moment. Every creature caught in the chaotic mouth seems to be stuck in a quagmire, unable to extricate itself. Ha ha ha! I won this battle after all. Suddenly, the chaos demon's mouth trembled, and a frantic roar that shook the world suddenly spread out from it. Listening to his tone, it seemed that the long-disappeared World Master Zan Ming had just been. With the appearance of this voice, two black shadows suddenly flew out from the sea of magic that only remained. Master of Soul Eater? Lord Thunder? Many strong men stopped the attacks in their hands and looked at the silhouettes that suddenly flew out of them. Damn! In the calm face of the Soul Eater Lord, there was a little bit of grimness. The power of the World Lord Zan Ming has already reached the peak of the 6th layer reincarnation, and now he has made countless preparations for his own plan. With the power of the Soul Eater and the Thunder Master, he is actually unable to obliterate him. This guy came prepared. The gray thunder light on the Thunder Lord's body has dimmed slightly. Obviously, the battle that broke out in the depths of the Demon Sea just now between the three of them was extremely terrifying. Your strength is strong, but all this will turn into dust. This is the end, and it is also a nightmare. Soon, you will all become my subordinates, and you will fight in the endless abyss of the underworld with you. Ha ha ha. Zan Ming was holding a string of longan-sized, jet-black beads, which seemed to depict countless cold blood in blood. When the 8 beads were twisting, they were actually releasing a steady stream of evil power, which was poured into the chaos demon mouth bit by bit. In an instant, this chaotic demon mouth roared again, ravaging the entire world. Teacher, Senior, countless powerhouses in the back, at this time, slowly turned their attention to the two great powers of heaven and earth. It seems that at this moment, only the last hope can be pinned on it. The third evil weapon, with the mouth of Ming Yuan, our chances of winning are very slim. The Soul Eater squinted his eyes, and there was a thin needle as tiny as a hair hidden on the back of his hand. Although this kind of attack can completely obliterate Zan Ming, but now that he is in the mouth of the Chaos Demon, and his body is sheltered by the power of evil weapons, the Lord of Soul Eater does not dare to make a rash move. This kind of attack can only be done once. If it fails, I'm afraid everyone here will be buried here. The Lord of Soul Eater meditated in his heart, and at the same time kept an eye on Zan Ming. Once the latter had any slack, he would launch a fatal blow. Soul Eater, buy me some time. At this moment, there was a poignant smile on Lei Ju's beautiful face. The battle in the depths of the Devil's Sea just now made her know how much effort Zan Ming spent in order to involve the entire ghost world into the underworld, and carefully designed it. In the current situation, killing Zan Ming can no longer solve the situation. Only by completely killing the mouth of Mo Yuan can this catastrophe be resolved. No, the power you exerted has surpassed the limits of this world. If you do that, Xiao Yan will completely fall into it. I absolutely disagree. The eyes of the Lord of Soul Eater were burning with anger, and the majestic power of reincarnation and the power of devouring all worked together. Obviously knew the Thunder Lord's thoughts in an instant. But is there any other better way now? Lord Lei's tone was silent. Quote. The Lord of Soul Eater did not respond. He knew that the Chaos Demon mouth was still expanding. If it was not resolved, it would be the real doomsday. And Xiao Yan jumped into the mouth of Ming Yuan, trying to break the catastrophe. Now that there is no change in the mouth of Ming Yuan, Xiao Yan's situation is probably self-evident. I have to admit that he is a hero, at least this time I have no opinion on him. Lord Lei looked at the Lord of Soul Eater. Obviously this was the last resort. Get ready. However, I'll leave you 5 minutes at the end. Soul Eater's eyes instantly became solemn. Okay. After the Thunder Master finished speaking, his body slowly emptied, and groups of extremely quiet gray thunders gushed out quietly. Along with the outpouring of these thunders, the Thunder Master's body actually became illusory, and a wave of supernatural power surpassed the world. Strong breath, quietly gushing out. Demigod-level fighting skills? Seeing the radiance rising from Lord Lei's body, Zhan Ming's expression suddenly changed. It's a pity. You don't have a chance. Myriad evil rosary. Zhan Ming snorted coldly, and countless gloomy ghost soldiers suddenly poured out from their evil weapons, baring their teeth, revealing their white teeth, which made one's heart extremely frightening. Little guy, you have to hurry up. After the Master of Soul Eater finished speaking, the majestic Soul Eater power poured out and then suddenly crashed into it. On the other side, in the corpse mountain space. At this time, Xiaoyan's flesh and blood became blurred. Blood and flesh, bones and bones were all separated, and a crisis that would fall at any time was surrounding him all day long. But, damn, if this continues, this body will completely collapse because it can't withstand the fusion of the 10 sources of holy flames. Every time Xiaoyan ran the burning Jew, every time he tried to merge, he felt like his body was about to explode. Master! Suddenly, the entire body was instantly enveloped by a golden dragon shadow, and the indescribable comfort seemed to make Xiaoyan overcome all his fears in an instant. Boom! The golden dragon shadow slowly dripped from the dragon shadow like rain and dew, and poured into Xiaoyan's body little by little, moisturizing Xiaoyan's meridians. The blood of the devil's power surged slightly, and the fusion of 10 holy flames was like a beautiful flower scroll, which outlines some kind of mysterious fluctuation. The fusion of 10 flames, combined with the nourishment of the Golden Dragon King's dragon blood and dragon shadow, turned out to be Xiaoyan's stagnant burning decision, which began to surge. That feeling is like breaking through the shackles and reaching a whole new realm. The third stage of the burning judgment. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2567. Boom! In the mysterious space, Xiaoyan's riddled body is now being slowly wrapped and nourished by a golden dragon shadow, and the entire body seems to be undergoing some transformation. The nourishment of the Golden Dragon King's source of dragon blood. I am afraid that only Xiaoyan can enjoy it in this world. The Golden Dragon King is so powerful that he has already stood at the pinnacle of this world. Even a trace of blood essence can create an uproar in the vast world, not to mention the more precious dragon blood. Countless ghost soldiers and yin generals boiled up, as if they were gathered from the rivers of blood and corpses in an instant, and they woke up. Even though he was surrounded by 10 holy flames, Xiaoyan still felt that in his mind, he broke into some evil thoughts in an instant. Those breaths kept roaring, distorting his consciousness and swallowing his soul. The breath carried by the evil thoughts, or greed, or sadness, anger, countless screams echoed in his mind in a low voice. It seems that they are telling all kinds of deeds in their lifetime. How powerful and gifted they were in their lifetime, but they were involved in this conspiracy by Zhan Ming, and what kind of resentment and ecstasy. This mouth of the abyss completely ate away all their vitality. Various emotions, memories, and voices forced their way into Xiaoyan's mind, causing Xiaoyan, who had recovered slightly, to once again face inhuman torture. This kind of torture can't be resisted. It seems that you can only insist on gritting your teeth. That's our new home. You can't destroy it. Even you can only fall into it. The body was surging. Xiaoyan's body actually climbed up little by little in this void. Although it was very difficult, it was a little bit closer to the evil mouth of the deep abyss in the sky, but a monstrous roar was set off in his mind. Base. In the process of moving, the distance seems to be extremely short, but Xiaoyan can feel that he is in a dream-like illusory and evil place. This is the blindfold of the mouth of Mingyuan. Obviously at this moment, he has already made it feel really uneasy, and it is trying to use this blindfold to blind Xiaoyan. The energy of monstrous evil thoughts, countless memories, and the whispering voice of huge deeds were like a sharp blade, stinging Xiaoyan's heart, but no matter how these evil qi waved, it did not affect Xiaoyan's mind at all. I'm a demon. I won't be corrupted. Feeling the nourishment of 10 holy flames and dragon blood all over his body, Xiaoyan first raised his head abruptly, and instantly locked the specific location of Mingyuan's evil mouth, then closed his eyes and crawled towards it little by little. This torture will never end, but Xiaoyan knows that he must destroy the evil mouth of Mingyuan, no matter what the huge price is. Once the dragon's blood is nourished, he can completely break through to the third realm of burning judgment, and thus completely fuse 10 holy flames. The origin of the 10 holy flames. the fusion of the power of the holy pattern. If the mouth of Mingyuan cannot be destroyed, there will be demons, and the pattern of the Shao clan. In any case, it must be successful. Climbing all the way takes a lot of time, but the passage of time in the mysterious void here seems to be completely different from the outside world. I don't know how long it took, but Xiaoyan's body gave off a choking and powerful sound. The power flowing through the meridians in his body now is the origin of the Golden Dragon King. The source of Golden Dragon blood. Uncle Shi, bless me, Xiaoyan said lightly, and the Fenju exercise root in the body was easily activated. It's just that the third realm of Fenju, which could not be broken through and could not be stepped into in the past, was now as if it was a matter of course, and it was extremely easy. Hoo! The golden ancient halo overflowed from Xiaoyan's body without warning, and overflowed from his skin, illuminating the entire world of Corpse Mountain. Ancient, huge, like the invincible divine power of heaven and earth. This golden halo just appeared, countless corpse piles trembled, countless evil thoughts disappeared instantly, and they shrank on the Corpse Mountain with great fear. Blood and flesh began to shake. The soul, the meridians, and even the blood all boiled together. Burn the body. The source of 10 holy flames began to be unfettered and spread out completely. The holy and powerful flames of the sky slanted out, completely rendering this world into a real world of molten lava. Burning Xiaoyan's body at will. Every time it was burned, Xiaoyan's body would burst out with loud popping noises. The body and skin instantly festered and turned into ashes, and the skeleton of the white bones was all Xiaoyan had. Today's Xiaoyan, if he is a real person with a lot of bones, his whole person is extremely sinister. Those bones seem to be broken at any time, but at the heart, the golden dragon blood, the blood-colored demon power, the scarlet blood of the Shao clan, and the 3 ancient and powerful bloodlines protected Xiaoyan's last vitality. A thick layer of blood mist gushed out from the blood of the devil, quietly surrounding Xiaoyan's white bones. Surrounded by blood mist, it seems that there are some living creatures in it that are replenishing, inspiring Xiaoyan's vitality. The heart began to beat violently, and wisps of flames began to revive from the position of the heart. Bang bang bang! With the beating of his heart, Xiaoyan's whole body seemed to have come back to life from a near-death state. The enormous power, along with the profusion of these blood, continuously gathered towards his limbs and bones. Dong, dong, dong! In just a moment, Xiaoyan's whole body became radiant, and even the power that had been stagnant in his body unexpectedly broke through to the peak of the 5th layer reincarnation order. Even Xiaoyan himself didn't know what was going on. The flesh and blood began to slowly fill the bones, and the mist of demon blood poured into Xiaoyan's skin frantically. In the pores, the slightly dark and deep eyes were also infected with a strange evil at this time. Bang! The golden halo around the body was also summoned, and it emerged, and it could not stand still with that demonic blood mist. On the entire body, strips of golden lines and devil lines are looming, setting off Xiaoyan's body extremely sacred. Peefed! Accompanied by Xiaoyan's abnormality, the evil mouth of Mingyuan, entrenched in the void, suddenly burst into a very frightened look. The evil mouth shrank violently, and groups of black magic thunders fell from the sky. Boom! The evil and fierce magic thunder slanted down, and when it touched this void, the entire molten world was illuminated. Countless evil and cold breaths directly filled the entire mysterious world. The dazzling black light moved Xiaoyan slightly, but there was no fear on that handsome face. Instead, a faint sarcastic laughter erupted. Come on, this catastrophe will end like this. The monstrous 10-colored flames rolled and whistled on the palm of his hand, and the sea of flames rolling below rose up into the sky. At this time, a seemingly thin black figure slowly stood in it, and his extremely evil eyes stared at it. The mouth of evil, the fighting spirit, is awe-inspiring. The moment of decisive battle has finally come. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2568. Boom! The breath of death lingered in the heart. At this time, the hearts of countless powerhouses in the headquarters of Li Hanyu were heavy, but no one stopped, and they continued to release countless attacks, blasting away their evil giants. Even with his meager power, he must do what he can for this world. Black grains of sand. The power of the underworld. The Lord of Soul Eater used his monstrous power to resist Zanming's attack abruptly, but the latter seemed to be escaping intentionally, and turned out to whistle towards the mouth of Ming Yuan a little bit. Zanming's body had just sunk into the mouth of Ming Yuan, but he was not pulled into it by it. Instead, black sand-like grains of sand slowly spread out from the Chaos Demon's mouth. There are enemies. Bone shards. This is the 10 Ghost Kings in the center of the ghost world? In an instant, with the emergence of these black sand grains, Soul Eater's eyes narrowed slightly, as if he had noticed something extremely terrifying. The chaotic devil mouth surged in front of him, as if countless tumbling devil clouds were spit out in an instant, on which stood countless evil figures with monstrous evil energy. The strength of these guys has increased by almost 1 rank because of the mouth of Ming Yuan. The black and evil figure was instantly spit out by the Chaos Demon, but the face of Soul Eater was extremely ugly. Countless powerhouses in the back looked at the silhouettes that suddenly emerged from the Chaos Demon mouth, and the depths of their eyes were full of shock. The number of evil figures was so huge that it actually covered the area of the Chaos Demon's mouth, turning into a whole black ocean of evil in this sky. In the ocean, there are all figures swallowed by the Chaos Demon mouth. Among them are the 10 Ghost Kings in the center of the Ghost Realm, as well as many soldiers and soldiers under the command of the Endless Fire Territory. Zanming is controlling them. Lei Master separated a trace of his mind, still watching the situation on the battlefield, but beside her delicate body, endless gray thunder now formed a thunder gate of the sky. Countless voids suddenly collapsed, and even the chaotic magic mouth released the power melted away in an instant. That kind of fluctuation seems like it shouldn't exist in this world. The evil puppet is here. I know. Fight! Btth2's mighty voice passed through the hearts of countless strong men. As soon as the voice fell, the whole person controlled the 1,000 machine ghost umbrella, and fought directly against the black ocean. As the 5 gloomy myriad manifestations or umbrellas rotate, hundreds of evil powerhouses will be obliterated by it. The evil army is endless, and it seems that it will never be killed. But at this moment, Btth2 is undoubtedly using her actions to prove her choice. If the fish die and the net is broken, I will never obey. Tens of thousands of evil figures are continuously spit out from the Chaos Demon mouth, eroding incessantly, suppressing everything here. Wherever they passed, the void collapsed and perished. Even the powerhouses who were beheaded by Btth2, in just a moment, will emerge from the Chaos Demon mouth again. Infinite, can't kill at all. The area of the Chaos Demon mouth is getting bigger and bigger, and it vaguely spans the vast sky of the Li Soul Domain headquarters. Everyone looked up, as if there was a gap in the sky above this sky, which was extremely huge. The evil army shook the void and took the lead in forming a doomsday storm to sweep down, as if announcing the arrival of death to these powerhouses. The air is filled with countless black sand grains. These things are exclusive to the underworld. It seems that they are scattered over these armies little by little, imprinting the traces of the underworld on them, and then being swallowed by the chaotic magic mouth, consuming them all. Take to the underworld. The doomsday storm is deafening, ruthlessly destroying the last hope in everyone's heart, even the vanguard rushing in the forefront. At this time, it is easily swallowed up by the doomsday storm. Even if there are many reincarnation-level powerhouses, there is still no trace of resistance, and they are easily destroyed. The black light obscures the sky and the sun. It seems that under this doomsday, the power of reincarnation and the power of fighting immortals in the body have all solidified and cannot be mobilized at all. The bodies of all the powerhouses are extremely small at this time, and the Chaos Devil's mouth whistles softly, and they can devour them all. Is this the end? It's clear that the evil races outside the realm have been defeated by us. How could they have died in the hands of the World Master in the center of the Ghost World? The center of the Ghost World, isn't that the central hub that shelters and maintains the entire Ghost World? All the power in my body has solidified and cannot be mobilized. It seems to have reached its limit. Without the protection of the formation, our strength is too cowardly and ridiculous in the face of this chaotic devil. At this moment, everyone's eyes turned slightly red, and a touch of sourness poured into their hearts uncontrollably. Obviously, the evil races outside the domain have been defeated by them, but why did they die at the hands of their own people in the end? I wanted to cry, but I cried out. Wanting to fight, all the power in the body seems to solidify under the cover of this doomsday storm. It seems that at this moment, one can only quietly wait for death to come. Powerlessness, despair, slowly emerge. The doomsday storm swept over, and countless bones rolled and scattered at will. The entire void was dark, blood dripping, and corpses were piled everywhere. Soul Eater, time is running out, I can only. At this moment, Lord Lay no longer had any arrogance, he slowly opened his eyes, and his tone was calm. At this moment, a gray thundergate quietly squatted in the palm of his hand. Wait, just wait, I believe him. At this moment, Soul Eater's expression was full of despair and bitterness. Originally, he had been concealed all the time, just to break Zhan Ming's perfect plan. But after all, he underestimated Zhan Ming. Actually, you already know the result, don't you? The Thunder Master shook his head, his palms slowly raised, and the gate of a round of heaven's wrath of thunder actually expanded little by little. No, Soul Eater's voice choked up, he slowly raised his head, looked at the indestructible chaotic demon mouth, and suddenly saw a blood ink halo that was extremely demonic. Although the blood ink halo was very weak, Soul Eater's face and expression instantly boiled. What is that? Following the scene of Soul Eater's astonishment, Mu Yingying, Yun Yun, Du Qifei and others, who were full of sadness behind them, raised their beautiful eyes at the same time, and stared intently at the mouth of the Chaos Demon. At this time, the Chaos Demon mouth was incomparably huge. Although countless faces were covered by the apocalypse storm, everyone could vaguely see a mysterious halo, slowly suspended in the Chaos Demon mouth. The halo is small, but it really exists. The moment it just appeared, the whole world was filled with a strange mist of blood and ink. How is this going? Is it an illusion? At this moment, a dignified look suddenly appeared on Leiju's pretty face, as if the monstrous light wheel that was entangled in the mouth of the chaotic demon actually made her heart shudder with fear and horror. Dong, dong, dong. Countless people stared at the Chaos Devil's mouth in astonishment, but at this moment, there was a violent shaking, wisps of holy and hot flames quietly gushed out of the halo, and then slammed into the Chaos Devil's mouth without fear. At this moment, the chaotic demon mouth, which could not be destroyed, actually vibrated from the whole body, and a grand sound that penetrated the whole world swept out. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website. Continuing from the previous episode 2569. What is that? Zhan Ming's figure emerged from the void again, squinting his eyes, staring at the magical light wheel in the Chaos Demon mouth. A sense of unease took over his mind. Cover him. A low, cold voice suddenly poured out from the mouths of the strong men in this world. The next moment, Mu Yingying, Yun Yun, Duo Qifei, and the Master of Soul Eater, including many strong figures, transformed into figures, displayed a monstrous offensive, and went to kill the doomsday storm. Hidden in the chaotic demon mouth after the apocalypse storm, countless evil spirits spread out incessantly. At this time, there was an extremely small figure standing in it. The flame wheel sheltered the latter's body. At this time, he looked solemn, wearing a 10-colored lava flaming garment. Countless sacred and powerful energies turned into pieces of fire feathers in the sky, scattered at will. When these fire feathers were scattered, the black sand grains in the whole world seemed to be shocked by some kind of shock, and it actually hummed. It's like being summoned by some kind of attraction. Even the black sand grains that had already been attached to the bodies of countless strong men, quietly poured out at this time, and shot at this figure one after another. Hoo-hoo! The huge flame light wheel stepped on the foot, and the whole body was covered with colorful holy flames, and there was a faint trace of blood and ink evil power emerging from the body. At this time, he was like a demon king who had broken the shackles. On his arms and on his skin, 10 kinds of magical energy halos circulated constantly, slowly blooming with a terrifying power that made the world feel fearful. What an arrogant person who doesn't know how high the sky is. Seeing this scene, Zhan Ming gave a grim smile, twirling the evil 8 pearls with both hands, and there was a strong ruthless killing intent in his eyes. The coercion at the center of the mouth of Mingyuan, even he did not dare to go deep into it. Xiao Yan's actions were tantamount to committing suicide. That's Xiao Yan, the Lord of the Endless Fire Territory? But his power seems to be being swallowed up by the mouth of evil little by little. Countless powerhouses let out a roar of rage, and many of their shocked faces were filled with ecstasy and worry. On the face, the lines of the devil's blood and ink began to burn and entangle, and on the body, the golden blood slowly released a huge force that shook the ancients and the present. It seems that the current Xiaoyan contains endless powers of heaven and earth in his body, and those powers slowly wake up under his mobilization. Once that power completely awakens and erupts, even the mouth of the deep, I am afraid that it can only temporarily avoid the edge. Ying, looking at the tormented, emaciated figure in the mouth of Ming Yuan, Yun Yun's beautiful eyes shrank tightly, the scarlet and sour meaning stayed in her nasal cavity, and she lost her voice. Buzz. Following Yun Yun's exit, a holy and light flame of heaven and earth was slowly bathed above the delicate bodies of the two girls. The flames rose slowly, and suddenly crossed the bounds of the endless void, and flew out to the black shadow in the mouth of Ming Yuan. Then the faces of the two women turned pale in an instant, and the strength in their bodies was instantly dissipated. They raised their slightly pale and powerless faces and stared at the figure in the mouth of Ming Yuan. That is the hope of countless people. Top immortal arts, the method of eating souls. The Soul Eater took the lead. Top immortal arts, Lei Jing, the gate of heaven and earth. Lord Lei gritted his teeth, and the offensive in his hand was quietly weakening. Otherwise, an attack that surpassed the top immortal arts would undoubtedly affect Xiaoyan. Thousands of ghosts and gods umbrella. So far, countless terrifying attacks have slanted on these evil creatures. The whole world shook, and the huge attack covered the sky. Fenju, the third realm, burn the flesh. More and more devil bloodlines slowly climbed on Xiaoyan's body, and a roar like a ferocious beast suddenly emerged from Xiaoyan's mouth. His whole body was bathed in a very wonderful realm, as if at this moment, he possessed inexhaustible divine power. Xiaoyan only felt that at this moment, there was a very complicated aura lingering on his skin, as if he was based on the immortal body. Tear. All over Xiaoyan's body, 10 colored sources of holy flames and blood-colored demon brilliance began to gather little by little. No matter how terrifyingly terrifying energy erupted, when he leaned into his body, he didn't feel any discomfort. Sense out. A pair of completely different blood ink eyes slowly opened, and the dark green monster long hair had already grown wildly, occupying almost half of the mouth of Ming Yuan. Kai, naked, bare toes lightly stepped on the mouth of the deep abyss. The mouth of the deep abyss, which could not be destroyed, vibrated at this moment, and a shredding sound was slowly transmitted from it. In front of Xiaoyan's chest, the fusion of the 10-color holy flame and the devil's brilliance became brighter and brighter. Every time he walked, the sacred flame and the devil's brilliance would burn the void of the mouth of the abyss. Buzz. At this moment, the mouth of the abyss seemed to have an instinctive fear. The monstrous black sand grains gathered and tilted towards Xiaoyan continuously, trying to cover and fill it up. But what's the use of this? The power of the devil, the black sand, and the dark matter are all one, and such a move by the mouth of the abyss is tantamount to self-destruction. Fusion continues. It works. The spread of the mouth of the abyss has suddenly shrunk. This world, this doomsday storm, is rapidly weakening and collapsing. A kind of crazy joy for the rest of your life after the catastrophe quietly poured into my heart. Go! Do your best. Immediately, the eyes of countless strong men turned red again, and all the power in the body tilted out in an instant, bombarding without reservation. Looking up slightly, it seems that everyone can see that an evil figure that is close to a monster and demon is occupying a little bit, filling the mouth of the abyss, and the attack hovering over its palm is truly suffocating. Shudder! The fusion of flames and demons completely collapsed the doomsday storm almost instantly. Moreover, because of Xiaoyan's actions, the bodies of countless evil armies have become vaguely illusory, as if they will completely dissipate at any time. They are all products of the mouth of Ming Yuan, and now the mouth of Ming Yuan is under unprecedented threat, so they are naturally involved. No, impossible. The power of mortals, how can it possibly compete with my perfect plan? At this moment, Zanming's face became hideous. He couldn't believe that his perfect plan would be completely destroyed by a guy with a mere 5th-level reincarnation-level peak strength. Moreover, the color of blood and ink on Xiaoyan's body made Zanming really feel an icy chill. Open your dog eyes to see who I am. In an instant, the whole world suddenly became silent, and an angry roar that penetrated the world swept out. Impossible. You can actually absorb dark matter? At this moment, Zonming's face shrank suddenly, extremely frightened. Dark matter can't resist. What is this, Xiao Yan? Your so-called perfect plan is ridiculous. This is your burial place. Let's scatter, mouth of the abyss. Xiao Yan's anger slanted, and the strange blood and ink all over his body began to spread, the rolling flames, the black sand grains rising into the sky, and even the small stone like a heart, lying quietly in the palm of Xiao Yan's hand. He was also summoned and guided, and was quietly sent out by Xiao Yan and threw it towards the mouth of Ming Yuan. Please remember this book's first domain name. Mobile version reading website.